The voice behind the story. Welcome to the voice behind the story. Here, every secret has a voice, and every voice reveals a secret. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because what you'll hear next might just be your story too. My name is Claire Hamilton. I'm 30 years old, living in Madison, Wisconsin, and I used to believe that love meant giving selflessly, endlessly, without hesitation. But I learned, in the most painful way possible, that the wrong person will weaponize your kindness, twist your compassion, and drain you dry, emotionally, financially, and spiritually. I met Nathan 3 weeks after ending a 5-year relationship that had slowly eaten away at my identity. I was raw, not ready, vulnerable. But my best friend, Jenna, insisted I needed a night out, not at a bar, but at a poetry open mic. "Let your soul breathe again," she said. I rolled my eyes, but I went. The venue was small. Brick walls, string lights, the smell of chai and red wine lingering in the air. I had no expectations until he stepped on stage. Nathan. He looked like he belonged in an indie film, tousled brown curls, oversized cardigan, a leather-bound notebook in one hand. When he spoke, the room stilled. His voice was steady, almost hypnotic. He read a piece about grief and healing that made my chest tighten. I remember the line, "Even the cracked mirror reflects light." And as he said it, his eyes locked with mine. After the show, he found me. Said I had a face poets write about. That I didn't flinch once during his piece. That he'd like to talk. We did. For hours. About poetry, pain, family, dreams, disappointments. He said he ran a nonprofit mentoring program for at-risk youth. I told him I was a nurse, working long hours, but loving the impact. He texted me the next morning, "You made last night feel like more than words." We were inseparable within weeks. Nathan was thoughtful, soft-spoken. He left notes on my coffee cup, cooked simple but delicious meals, and seemed to read my emotions like a map. He made me feel seen in a way I hadn't in years. When he asked to move in 6 months later, I didn't hesitate. I had the space. He said his nonprofit had lost a sponsor and he couldn't cover rent. I took over the bills. I didn't care. I believed in what he was doing. And then, the diagnosis. One night, he came home pale and shaky. He sat me down, eyes brimming. "They found something. Stage 2 lymphoma. It's early, but aggressive. I need to start treatment right away." It felt like the floor cracked beneath me. He showed me papers, scans, blood test results. I didn't understand the terminology, but I saw the fear in his eyes. He said insurance would only cover 40%. He needed help. I emptied my savings account. $18,000. I told myself I would do it 100 times if it meant saving him. My parents were devastated for us. Jenna cried with me. I created a GoFundMe, shared his story, uploaded photos of Nathan, pale, eyes sunken, beanie on his bald head. But something always felt off. He refused to let me come to treatments. Said it was too painful to see him hooked up to machines. When I insisted, he snapped, accusing me of not trusting him. I backed off. Then came the night everything unraveled. I had picked up an extra night shift, but a coworker offered to cover the second half. I got home at 8 p.m. The lights were on. Laughter spilled from the living room. I crept in. There was Nathan, beer in hand, watching football with a guy I didn't know. He looked healthy, full cheeks, hair growing back too fast if it had ever been gone. His eyes sparkled with mischief, not pain. I froze, listened, laughed. I heard him joke, "She thinks I puked 3 times today. Bro, I just took a nap." I tiptoed to our bedroom. Opened the drawer with his meds. Empty. Just vitamins and protein shakes. I turned on his laptop. I wish I hadn't. Messages to a friend. Bald cap scratchy, but worth it. She transferred another $5,000. Told her the doctor said I might not make it. Dude, I think I could get a book deal off this. I stared at the screen for 5 minutes. Felt my entire chest collapse. My tears didn't even come at first. Just silence. Deafening silence. When I confronted him the next day, he didn't deny it. just smirked. Would you have stayed if I didn't need saving? I slapped him, packed his things, changed the locks. But I wasn't done. I posted everything. The screenshots, the receipts, the GoFundMe updates. My blog went viral overnight. Support poured in. And so did stories from other women. A woman from Chicago, he told me he had brain cancer. Took $10,000. Florida, said his brother needed a transplant. Same photos. Same words. He was a serial scammer. A manipulator who used illness as a weapon. The police got involved. A fraud investigation was opened. He fled the state, but was found 6 months later in Nevada pulling the same stunt on another woman. He was charged with multiple counts of wire fraud and emotional abuse. He's serving 5 years. Some money was recovered. Most wasn't. But I got something else back. Myself. I started therapy. Took time off work. Went hiking through Oregon alone and stood on a cliff one morning and screamed every ounce of pain out of my lungs. I started a new blog, Healing After Him. I speak at women's groups now. I've helped 3 women leave toxic situations before they turned into disasters. I hold space for people who feel ashamed that they trusted the wrong person. Because here's what I've learned. Some people don't want love. They want worship. They crave control. They will fake vulnerability, sickness, even death if it means they get to be adored. But they can't steal your soul unless you let them keep it. And I'm done giving mine away. The voice behind the story. This was the voice behind the story. Because every secret has a voice, and every voice reveals a secret. Comment below, would you have believed Nathan? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because what you hear next might just be your story too.